Hey guys, Off My Frame Photography here. So today I'm going to talk about a camera that has really helped me grow in my photography and videography career. And you will be very surprised that it is still a very relevant camera to this day. And we're going to get into that, so stick around. So today I'm going to be talking about a camera that has really helped me through my photography and videography career and learning and understanding how cameras operate. So this camera is really near and dear to my heart because it has truly got me through everything. This camera has been through a lot. It has dealt with my throwing this over here, my camera bag over there. It has truly went through the mud, though it has not really went through the mud, but in my mind and through my work, it has taken on a lot. It was splashed by motor oil at one time. However, that is a story for another time. So I'm specifically going to talk about the Canon 80D. So the 80D has been pretty much labeled as a video camera from Canon. This specific camera has been known to be very reliable and very versatile in both roles of photography and videography. Unfortunately, it lacks 4K capabilities, but it does have a 1080p full HD camera sensor. So if you're really in this time and era needing to go into a 4K type of setup and needing all that extra, this camera is not for you. Which, that's okay. You are probably most likely in a whole different bracket and way further than what I was when I had this camera. So today I specifically want to talk about how well this camera has held up in the recent years and is still very relevant to this day. So this beauty right here is the Canon 80D. So I started out with this camera back in, I believe, maybe 2018. I know it was new when I got it, and it was about $1,000. So it was very relevant to that day. And in today's standards, it is actually still good. So looking at the camera right now, you can tell there are no actual issues with it, other than the rubber piece is lipped out a little bit. That is due to the fact that it has gone through a lot. I've thrown it in a bag. It's been through a little bit of excessive heat. It's had a little bit of a rough road, but its resilience to hold on and still stay stuck to this camera body is nuts. And honestly, if you look at this camera, you would think that this thing was born somewhere around the time of the 2020 and up. So, the fold out screen, the full on LCD screen, and so you can still see very common things within the photography and videography area. So by no means is this camera anywhere out of date. This camera is still very, very usable and currently is kind of my backup camera. I haven't let it go yet. I use the M50 to do much of my filming currently right now, what is doing that exact job, which is probably why you will not see it until I upgrade to another camera. However, this camera got me through some of the most craziest situations. It handles low light in not the best way, but for a $1,000 camera that is not pro grade and has a crop sensor, it's not the best. But will it help you learn? Yes. Yes, it will. The 80D is very capable of handling stuff that most entry-level cameras cannot handle. It is so reliable because it is just not an average everyday camera. It is still relevant and professional, yet it is so reliable when it comes to handling everything. And I can tell you all day about how reliable this thing has been to me, and you guys still say, oh well, it's not reliable or hasn't been reliable, but that's okay. This camera has been reliable to me, and as an everyday photographer, that is what matters to me. is having something I know I can go to a shoot and be 100% confident that every photo comes out perfect. This camera just screams reliable to me. I know that in my pack there is the 80D. If the mirrorless or my M50 gives out, I have it and it is here with me. This camera is amazing and reliable, yet it also has one thing that the new mirrorless systems do not have: the capability to use EF lenses. So most of you probably know or don't know that Canon has switched over to using a smaller form of lenses. The terminology for that I cannot remember, so if you do, leave it in the comments below. But EF lenses are designed for specific camera bodies, and this one in specifics is an EF lens mount. Why do I say that's great for y'all or amazing? Is because these style lenses are everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So these will always outlast no matter what. So EF lenses are still being made today, but for your mirrorless body, you have to buy a converter and get the converters on there, which is not a bad thing. I have that for the M50 just because I love its ability to take 4K video, which I don't normally use, but I just love the M50 total. But this isn't about the M50. This is about this sweetheart. So back to the lens idea of this camera. Having the ability to use EF lenses makes it so versatile, because let's just say you and your friend are out on a wedding shoot, or you guys are taking photos for something specific, school or whatnot, and you have the same exact camera, or y'all have a camera that is like each other with the EF lenses. This gives you the ability to interchange those lenses to this camera and that camera. Having a Canon that has an EF mount gives you the ability to trade lenses, to be able to buy lenses that you know will fit your camera. These newer cameras are a little bit harder in that sense just because of these restrictions on the little small size of the sensor and the grip on the machine. Now, again, I cannot remember what they are called, so leave that comment. Back to the fact of the 80D. It is a 24 megapixel camera. Does that sound like a lot? I mean, it's okay. Is it great? No, it's not professional great. Is it good for you to learn and to be able to use it on a day-to-day basis and actually get good quality photos? Yes. So this camera is capable of doing that 100% without any issue. So if I was to recommend this to someone just starting on photography, I would tell them go for it. This camera has been so reliable and has gotten me through so many tough situations. So yes, the 80D, go for it. If you're looking to get more into professional 4K and actually getting those nice, super crisp and clear raw images, then you may need to go with a mirrorless system or something like the Canon 5D Mark IV, which is amazing. I want it, but that's out of the budget. So the 80D really gives you the versatility of having video and photography. And honestly, it handles both of them fairly well without issue. So if you're truly looking for something that gives you the benefit of both, I would say go with the 80D as a starting out photographer. So to sum everything up, if you are looking for a camera that is capable of handling work such as photography and videography on a lower scale of understanding, trying to learn your camera, and even a little bit of mid-grade to pro functionality, it gives you that leadway into creating photos that are professional. So am I downgrading it to not a professional camera? No. If you start posing people, getting the correct lighting, getting the correct idea of when you take your photos, then your photos will be amazing regardless. And one thing I do want to leave you with is for those people out there that believe that you can not take perfect photos or the perfect photo doesn't exist. You know what? It doesn't, but that's okay. That means that you are working to craft your art as a photographer. So don't ever let anybody else say, oh, well, it should look like this or it should look like that. That's their opinion. And you know what? That's okay to have opinions. Some opinions are good. And listen, I do not hate on criticism on anything or actually, helping me get better at what I do. That's fine. But remember, your style is your style, not somebody else's. It is yours. So remember, the next time someone criticizes your stuff, don't take it to heart. Think, how can I be better from this than being the same old, same old? And I get it. Breaking habits is hard. But if you want to be a true photographer and actually get out there and do stuff and learn and actually grow, you're going to need to change. But that doesn't mean that your style changes. You have to figure out who you are as a photographer, as a person, and what you want your work to look like. So that's my little memento right there, kind of for those that are beginning on this journey of photography. I want you to take that away and really self-reflect on that. So appreciate you guys joining me for this. If you really like this video, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. So take care.